Amazon advertising keeps getting more complicated. There's more ads, there's more features. This video is going to walk through a couple of new feature additions within Seller Central, including this product beta system that shows you some information at the product level. This is the first time we've really seen anything done at the product level within Seller Central to give you some data and some insights. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy, and I manage advertising for more than 400 accounts as well as full service. So the first thing I do whenever I see something new like this is I always look for an export button, because although the data is cool to look at like this, it's more than frequently too difficult to filter to proper information to help us out. So I downloaded the Excel file, immediately added a filter to see what I could figure out. And what I'm looking for is that recommendation column. Unfortunately, that's not on the download. So I'm like, okay, well, this is ridiculous. Why would they include it here, but not on the download? I bet you they'll add it eventually. Well, one of the things that I saw when I just happenstance walked into this section, which is typically how I learn about all of the different features and new beta things inside of Seller Central. When I clicked on this feature, I had an ASIN that was showing up like this, and there was a recommendation showing up in the filter. Now, at the moment, it's not showing up for me, so I'm gonna like try and hunt this thing down. But I wanted to show you what it looked like with the recommendation, and it was telling me to take some action. So right now, no dice. So this is what happens with beta features. You're just like, what is going on? Like, what do I do here? But what I do like about the in UI feature is the ability to type an ASIN in like this. You can also search it by name. So if I type in like Megapint, right? We got Johnny Depp, the new Netflix court series coming up. And how do I see all of my information across one product, one title? And so we can see all the products right here. Here's the date range, the last 7 days. Not a lot of activity going on. We got like 50 clicks all in, something like that. So if we drill down, let's take a peek at this. It's going to show me all of the different campaigns that we've made. So there's lots of campaigns, but not a lot of them are active. There's not a lot of active action. So if I click on this, it goes straight into the ad group. And this one has a pause on it currently. So I wonder if we go back lifetime, and $11,000 spent on this, $25,000 in sales lifetime. So when did this get turned off? And this is one of those things that's kind of helpful for you to figure out like what happened here. And when we look, we can see that basically in 2023, the ACoS was just off the charts, and it was kind of a bad campaign at this point. And so that's probably why it got turned off. Now, if you look at the data on this product, the Megapint, there was some seasonality to it. Back in 2022, there was a big run during the court case. Lawyers were being made fun of for using the term Megapint. So this product's probably pretty dead, which kind of stinks, right? Because, like, 400 reviews, one of the most profitable tumblers I've ever sold, lots of money made on it, and I can't move it anymore. But like, this is the sort of thing that you can figure out as like some history, like, okay, give me all of the campaigns on a particular product. Now you can always use portfolios. Portfolios have existed for a couple of years within Seller Central, and I can like manually group these, but the fact that I can now group it down to the ASIN level very quickly is nice. So the other thing I really like is you can sort this by sales, right? Okay, so I've got no data on those. Sort it one more time, and it shows me largest to smallest. Now, Amazon ads, if you're watching this video, nobody wants to see small first. They just want to see big first. So when I click on this filter, I want to see big, large to small. So why in the world do I have to click that twice? It's a little annoying. All right. So if we look at the list here, and we can see that most of my sales are coming from the top 3 products in the last 7 days. I can look at my CTR. I've got like a 1% CTR, which is really high. You can see the spend level, CPCs, all of that good stuff, number of orders, and ACoS. Now, if we were trying to figure out where to focus on an account and we only could use 1 or 2 metrics, I would use ACoS all day long, as well as spend. I would sort by spend, and I would look at the high ACoS. So this one at 59%, the Forever Roses, probably need to go do some work here. And in here, we can sort this and quickly see like, okay, the exact match at 87% is number one problem right now. Now, I could always go back a little bit more data. I could go like 30 days of data just to make sure it's not a fluke. Still 59% ACoS. Tells me a lot of information about it. Now, this product for me, we're overstocked on it. We're trying to push it. We're going to be comfortable with a little bit of a higher ACoS on it. No problem there. But what can I do to tweak it? Like, why is this one doing better at 49% versus this one at 84%? So it's a pretty cool snapshot to come in and dig into this. So when we look at this, we can click in and see what the targeting looks like. So when we pull up the targeting, we can see that the best ACoS Forever Rose box is what's doing good for us. Now we're at the lower side of the bid here, and we got a 29% ACoS. This is a case where I would actually want to increase the bid because I have a low ACoS. Same thing right here, although I'm in the middle there, long-lasting flowers. That seems like a good one for me. And these are exact match bids. Now, the Forever Rose, for whatever reason, doesn't do as well. And so whenever I see something like that, I always like to look it up to figure out why that's the case. And when we look at this data here, it's clear that other brands, there's like kind of a stigma that it's like this gold box one. That's kind of the sense I'm getting. I don't see like, because like when we type in Forever Roses, right? Like, or just Forever Rose without the word the, it's actually pretty similar results now that we see that. So I don't know why the word the is not performing well for me. So if we go back to that ad group, I couldn't tell you. I can tell you though, I would lower the bid just because the ACoS is a little bit high. And some of these, right, like Eternal Flowers or Rose Forever, some of these not doing so well. So we can go look at the targeting. It's an exact match target, so we don't need negative targets on this, but we can raise and lower the bids to make or break this item, right? So that was a single campaign, but then this one was doing worse. And this is in an auto structure. So you can do negative campaign targeting, or you can do ad group negative targeting. If there's only a single product, it's pretty much the same. Single ad group, single product, not going to make a difference here. So if we look at the negative targeting, this auto campaign hasn't had negative keywords added yet or negative products. And so if it's a higher ACoS campaign, that is where we need to start our focus, right? So if we look at lifetime data, this has been advertising since May. So for this campaign to run without negatives for 3 months, that's a problem, right? That is wasted ad dollars. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a picture of this, go back to the team and say, hey, campaign since May and no negative targeting. And I'm going to ask some questions. And I'm like, hey, why is there no negative targeting? I'm curious to see what we can do to fix this. And we're going to go in there and add some negative targeting, but no negative targets in 3 months on an auto campaign. That's a problem. So we're going to get that fixed. First thing we're going to do, go over to the search terms. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to sort the data. The last 65 days is the max you can get here. And we're going to click it by sales like this. And we can see conversion rate, which is kind of a newer trait for us to see. ACoS right there. And doing really well when targeting against somebody else's product. And this could be the case where we want to get some new exact matches set up because it's doing so well. ACoS on that one, only 1%. Let's see, $50 in sales, spend only 1 click, basically got 2 sales off it, which is cool. And then we could start to look down this data and say, okay, what is spiking the ACoS? So we have an outlier right there, necklace for girlfriend. Probably just having the word necklace without flower may not do good for me. And one of the things we could do to find that out is type in necklace, just like this, to see why. and see if there's other terms. So 92% when we have the term necklace inside of the search term, generally not a good thing, right? So what I would do here is I would find the 1 or 2, maybe 3 keywords that are working, set those up in a different campaign and negate the word necklace on the auto, because the auto for necklace is getting too much going on here. So preserve rows with necklace, that's a no-brainer. Promise necklace might be a fluke, but I'm going to go ahead and add the word necklace as a phrase match. And what this is going to do is immediately turn the ACoS down on this campaign. And since we're doing that, I got to go create a new campaign now, like this, sponsored product. I'm going to type in the ad group. I'm going to label it. Type in necklace, grab our product. I always add both an FBA and an FBM SKU, manual targeting, keyword targeting, enter list. We're going to go with a phrase match on preserved rows with necklace. And the bid goes pretty low, actually. So I'm going to up my bid, go aggressive, because this keyword's been working for me. And up and down is fine because I'm confident in the keyword. Normally I would start a campaign with a fixed bid and then set the daily budget to $100 because I'm confident in this keyword. It's done well on the other one. Boom, that one's off to the races. I don't feel like it's necessary to get an exact match campaign, as like a lot of people are like overspending on exact match right now. And I think it's a challenge, right? So we figured all that out with going to these beta products and just kind of zeroing in on where we're spending the most money. Going back to the list here to see what else is going on. We've got soaps doing really well, 36% ACoS, 29 on this one. So the question is, should I focus more attention on where we have low ACoS, or should I focus more where I have bad ACoS? And this product we got removed, so we're not going to focus there. Wands, we've been debating whether to restock those. We have a super high ACoS, but they have been moving for us. And when we look at this data, time and time again, we're seeing our soaps overperforming the rest of the portfolio. We've become a soap brand realistically. We also have some target stands in a different brand called Holstit that are doing well. And so when I look at the spend levels here and trying to figure out, okay, where am I going to focus? You know, our Cecil bags are a little light. And then we get down to the gift box basket. And that's where we're really suffering at 100% ACoS. Not doing good there. It's out of season. And quite frankly, I'd be curious if it lets me pause everything. It does not. So I'd have to still go in and manually do this. Now, what I recommend doing is getting good at template downloads and spreadsheets. I do a lot of my PPC demos with live manual because I think most business owners are overwhelmed by the templates. It's totally worth doing. You're going to have to take some advanced courses to learn it. But I think looking at some of these new beta tools can open our minds to see where we should be focusing and what data to go chase, right? Like you see all these dead campaigns with no impressions. Are those paused campaigns? Are those, you know, is there a particular reason that's happening? And you can see right there, paused campaign. And there's nothing wrong with pausing campaigns. Sometimes they just stop working. You got to start over. If you can resurrect some keywords off that campaign or slough off what's not working versus setting a new campaign up, I would recommend it. So, you know, kind of looking at this data, I'm trying to decide like, okay, where do we want to go focus next? And I honestly am thinking we should go work on some soaps. So first thing I'm going to do to make sure this is going to make sense for me, I'm going to go see what my stock levels are. I've had some issues with soap stock. We've had COGS going up, manufacturing. Yeah, I was kind of worried about that. We're a little low, unfortunately. The other concern I have is I didn't see an FBM version of this. So it looks like we probably need to get an FBM version of this set up. So I'm going to jump over and do that really quick. I do recommend keeping the SKU name the same and just changing the suffix, right? So FBM. We'll put this at $20 since I'm running really low on stock. Not sure how much inventory my warehouse has. I'm going to keep it a little light. If you ever do sell something you're out of stock on, just a quick tip, ship the wrong item. You're better off shipping the wrong item and apologizing to the customer than canceling the shipment. You can get into really big trouble from canceling shipments. Not necessarily the most white hat tip, but it is exactly what the behind the scenes people at Amazon would tell you to do. So I always do cover telling you what you need to do to survive within the Amazon ecosystem. All right, so I don't know if I want to spend a lot of time where I've got a low stock situation. It does even say low stock right there. But this one right here with my good and evil set, I've got the stock. Right, let's just go verify that. We've got the stock. We've got 200 of them, 500 on the way. So I would like to work a little bit more pushing this. And the first thing I noticed is like, okay, I got a 15% ACoS campaign right there. Why is that? So let's go check that out. It says self. So I don't know if we're targeting ourselves on this. It very well may be a defensive campaign. Ads shows all the soap there. Targeting shows all, yeah. So we're just, that's a self-targeting one. So that's why. So in the last 2 months, I've spent $500 targeting myself in defensive measures, bringing down the ACoS. For those that don't know why you would do that, here's why. Go over to a listing like this, and you can start to see frequently bought together, and you can also see products related to this. So I'm advertising against my own product right here to try and prevent Dr. Squatch and other brands from showing up. Going back to the list to see what else we've got going on. So we're not going to probably need to do anything with a self-targeting campaign. That makes sense. We're targeting Dr. Squatch with a 42% ACoS, which is straight up acquisition. So let's go see how this one's doing. Maybe there's a certain product that does better, and we can look at the data there. So as we scroll to the right, what we're going to do, I really don't like looking at ROAS. I like to see ACoS. It's just kind of my own preference. I've been doing this for 10 years within the system, so I'm going to swap that over to ACoS. So we just changed the filter there. We got a one single click fluke there. Is it showing all of my products? Not particularly. We have paused some of them as well. But this macho set is performing really good. This masculine set is performing really good. So we can see that data there, a little bit better than good and evil. So good and evil, for whatever reason, just not as masculine, I guess. Not as doing as well. If we look at the search terms, we're targeting specifically 4 products here, doing about the same, doing a little bit better on this one. And what we could try and do is get a little bit more tailor focus when we're trying to hit our competitor here and go 1-to-1, right? So if we're doing better on this product, let's go to that product right here, selling at $30 for 3 bars. And then I'm selling 4 bars for 20 bucks. So I'm the new guy on the block. So I'm selling at a lower price. And then we could figure out, okay, maybe I need a dedicated campaign for this. So what I'm going to see if I can do here, it won't let me hit duplicate. I think that's a miss as a feature. I think it'd be way better to have a duplicate option. But I'm going to go create a new campaign right now. And we're going to try and target a specific product. So sponsored product campaign creation. And by the way, if you didn't know, we're going to see Amazon's going to start pushing selling sponsored products on Pinterest and other platforms. Something to be aware of. We're going to go manual targeting, product targeting. And I've got the ASIN specifically in my field right now. So that's why I'm doing this first, and hit add. And we're going to go a little higher on the bid here, trying to get some impressions going. And then I got to find the right soap, and it's probably going to be the macho, because I am light on macho though. That's been the problem. So we can try the masculine here. And then I also have the old packaging shot like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these 6 products. These are the 6 I'm confident in. I'm a little worried about advertising the macho since I'm light on stock, but I'm hoping to overcome that very soon. And then the other thing I want to do is copy over the campaign name similar. So I kind of follow the same format here. And let's go back to the ad group, change the name, and then make sure I'm targeting the right ASIN in the title there. Yep, I knew it was different. Okay, so we're going to switch this over. Not very often you get to see somebody create a campaign targeting their #1 competitor on a product match. Kind of a rare video, quite frankly. I don't do this very much, but I know that it's working, so I'm going to do more of it, which is kind of the point, right? We're going to go super heavy on this and hit launch campaign, and we're off to the races. So we figured this out all from just looking at this product beta section right here. And we're going to see what else we can figure out. The good and evil, I kind of still want to go back to that and see what else I can do here and expand that out. So the ACoS is at 87% on the good and evil. The Cecil bag showed up though. This is not what I was expecting to show up here. Why is good and evil Cecil the only one showing up? How are we naming it on the regular? We use the ampersand. So a little sensitive on this. Got to use the ampersand right there. This is going to give me a different product result. Okay, much better. The Cecil bags, we have some damage soap, so we're selling it in Cecil bags and, you know, admitting it in the listing. But we can't sell it in the regular packaging. Trying to recycle a little bit. 41% ACoS, a lot better. The parent targeting itself is lowering our ACoS down, though, a little suspiciously. Now the question is like, okay, what else could we do with this? And we've got a little bit of an anomaly here at 159% with $27 in spend. The question is like, would I be better off trying to lower down ACoS or create new campaigns? That is always the question I face when I'm trying to figure out what to do next with campaign creation. Go into the targeting here and see what this looks like. So men's bar soap, predominant, 47% ACoS, and nothing else working. Men's organic soap, men's bath soap. Here's an example why you don't want to add too many keywords to a campaign, because as you can clearly see, this one keyword takes 90% of all the impressions. So since this is a broad match, we're going to see some good opportunities to negate some keywords here. No negatives so far on this campaign as well. Not sure how long it's been up, but there's enough spend to really figure out some negatives. So we're going to sort this by spend, see what this looks like. Not a lot of immediate obvious bar soap for men for whatever reason. 72%, that's kind of a little bit of an outlier. Since it's the only outlier, I'm going to hit negate on phrase match. And we're going to get rid of that one. And just to validate that I made a good decision, I'm going to type in the word there, make sure there's not any cursory. Maybe I should have done an exact negation instead of a phrase. We'll just hit this in the search terms just to see what that looks like. And it does look like I should have done that as a negative exact, not as a negative phrase. So we're going to correct that now. I'm going to go back to negative over here and delete the phrase one out. That was a mistake. Hit archive on it and go back to the search terms to see what else we can figure out. So as we sort this, we're looking for other challenges, other opportunities. And you need a lot of data to find some of this. So we only have, you know, $280 in spend, not a whole lot to work with on a subset campaign like this. But we do see some trends. And what I don't see in the data here is a focus on some of the keywords that would maybe do a little bit better on the good and evil set. Right? So as we look down this list, I'm not seeing artisan show up. I'm not seeing good and evil show up. I do see some competitor targets. Those are present. This one at 70% ACoS, $60 in spend. Maybe worth pausing this one. Let's go check this out and see what's going on with it. And it's part of an overall set, right? So we're gonna pause this one out, not doing as well as the other three in the mix, and we're gonna pause that one out. Save some ACoS, push the traffic where it's more beneficial. All right, so I looked at like 3 or 4 different campaigns for the good and evil set. We're gonna create a new one next to see what else we can do. All right, so let's get set up here. So we're gonna be pushing good and evil. Don't really know what. Well, copy and paste not working very well. Good and evil. Try that one more time. Hit enter. Random item showing up I sold in 5 years ago. Nice. Got to delete some things on my account at some point. Got a high skew account. High skew account. Sounds like high school. Manual targeting. Keyword targeting. Let's see what Amazon has to suggest for me. Just go straight in. Hit the Dr. Squatch soap again. Squatch soap. Goat milk soap. So nothing that is like screaming specifically the good and evil set flavors. Let's just type in cold press soap and see what comes up. I got organic slot number 3 on this right there. That's nice. Got that slot. I think that's an ad. Yep, highly rated section. That's an ad. Got another ad there. So I've got coverage here. There's one of my organic. Oh, that's another ad actually. I got 5 ads. There's another organic. So we got coverage on cold press soap. I don't know if this is like where we're gonna win on this particular product. What I really want to do, see if we can actually find our product here. Let's go over to the good and evil. I think I need to clear out like every one of these tabs. Close other tabs to the right. Did you know that was a thing? All right, so we're in here. What is it about this soap that's going to cause somebody to buy, right? Like we're trying to get back to the basics, try and figure out how to push this soap. The cold press soap, okay, let's try it. What else? Could we chase black soap? I don't know. Seems a little broad. Let's search Amazon, see what comes up. And we're seeing, well, I mean, it kind of looks like to me, search results indicate I could probably win on this. So now the question is do I make 2 campaigns where I go generic and I go like scent focus? And I kind of think I do need to do that. So let's go generic first. We'll then create a second one and go scent focused. So generic first, organic soap bar, vegan, men's body soap. I really don't know like what keywords are going to work for the good and evil set that aren't working for the other ones or vice versa. You know, another thing we could do to figure this out, why don't we go into our ICAP report and let's have Amazon tell us the answer to that question. I'm going to go quarterly. I want to get as much data as I can on this to see what comes up. All right, so we're down to the ASIN view. By the way, if you don't know where I am, top left hamburger menu, go to analytics, brand analytics, and then in here, ASIN view, type the ASIN in and get your time frame. I did that pretty fast, slowing it down, redoing it. So on here, where do we need to focus? Right, so we're going to look at the data, the impression share. So I have a 0.3% share of Dr. Squatch soap specifically on this ASIN. And my click rate drops. So I don't know if I want to focus on that because that typically means it's not what consumers are looking for. However, it also might mean that my ACoS won't be too bad. So ASIN share right there at 2.4 on cold press soaped. And then the add to carts go up quite a bit. So cold press soap absolutely needs to be in our generic campaign. And in fact, data says we should be bidding higher on this. So we're going to hit the 89 cents. We're going to go up about 14 cents on that bid there. As we go through this, cold press soap probably going to do just as well for us. Data says yes. So what I'm looking at is I'm seeing how our click and our add to cart percentages are higher than our impression share, which means spend more money on it. So cold press soap will be another one. I'm going to go stick to phrase match on this particular campaign. You're not supposed to mix your match types. Sometimes I do. And we're going to go a little bit more aggressive, 0.65. We're going to be on the higher end there. So these are low cost bids that I'm going to be happy to win all day long. Natural soap. And we have a drop on the click, but the add to carts are solid. So now the question is like, should I chance natural soap? I'm going to go ahead and try it. I bet you the bid on this is significantly higher. Not too much higher, surprisingly. Okay, we're going to look for two more of these generic ones. Crate 61, men's bar soap. I mean, we do have a really good add to cart on all of these keywords on the list here. So it's a question of, if I invest in the impressions, will it pay out? Soap guy. Never even heard of that one. Catches my eye. Let's type in the soap guy. It's probably another brand. I've got ad slot number 1 on this already, even though I'm like looking at it, surprisingly. Yeah, these are my people. There's one of my ads, video ad, organic result. So that's clearly already done. May not need to focus there much. Natural men's soap, cold process soap. Let's add that one in as well. Cold process soap, phrase match. And a little higher on the bid, that's okay. What else analytics can you tell me? Got 4 pages to look at here. Natural men's soap, 1% on the impression share. When somebody sees mine, I get 1 out of 4 clicks. That's pretty good. But I do drop on the overall ACoS share. Add to carts, though, still ticking up. So I'm venturing to guess that one will probably work out for me. Natural men's soap. And that's our 5 right there. And that one's coming in way hot. So we're going to launch the campaign. That's our generic one. Budget, got to set a budget. And I need to copy good and evil, generic. Not following my naming conventions right now. I'll let somebody else clean it up for me for the sake of time. And we'll launch that one in. This time, though, we're going to make another one. And we're going to go scent specific. Scent specific. And the reason we're going to do that is because I don't want to mix specific and generic together. Pull up the good and evil with the new packaging. And default bid 79 is fine. Dynamic campaign name. We'll set the budget early this time. And then now we're going to get to the keyword targeting. Manual targeting. Enter list. Now this one we don't need any data for. We're going to be going for broad match with these flavors right there. So let's do black soap, cool spring soap, cucumber melon essential oils, and raspberry mint soap. Now the question is can I get away with the essential oils? Let's see what the verdict is. Does any soap show up? No. But I do want to test it. So cucumber melon soap. And let's add all those in. So all these are going to be broad match. This one's going to require some negations. Oh, my goodness. Cool spring soap. 582. Why is that one keyword super hot? No idea. So I'm gonna do way better on cold press. I can tell you that right now. Compared to these other ones, I'm already dominating organic results here. So the question is can I bear those bids? And I think no. I'm not going to spend $5.82 on that one. I'm going to pull that one back down to 0.9. Cucumber melon soap. let's see how we're doing on this one. I bet you I probably have similar results, probably have some organic. So there's my scent specific bar. We're a couple of paid ads showing up, 3 paid ads showing up. There's my organic. I really doubt this one's going to do well. So we're going to pull that one down as well and save that in. And raspberry mint soap, probably also going to have the same challenge with this one. So scent specific, higher bids. Didn't see that coming. Did you guys? The good news is my single scent ones are showing up. Very happy to see that. There's our organic results, 3 out of the 5 on that row, and there's another ad. So this one is a little questionable. Probably don't want to go as high. Probably want to be in like slot 17 on the ads on that one. And we'll hit launch campaign. So obviously a single scent will do better than the group scent on the kit. But you got to test things out sometimes. And I'm trying to get more sales on the kit there. Before we wrap up with the good and evil set, I'm just going to go dive into the data a little bit more to see what else we can find. The plus the soap guy. Essential oils, Sudsy Bear soap. Maybe I need to make like another like competitor list of brands. Maybe that would be another good idea. Sometimes those work great. Sometimes they don't. Depends on the product. Depends on the category. But we're going to do a competitor brand generic. So we're not going to just target one of them. And we'll type in artisan soap here and see which items we want to push. Probably because I'm going to go masculine and pull some of these in here. And I am pushing my new packaging quite a bit more than my old packaging because I make more money on it. Manual targeting, keyword targeting. And then in here, we're going to be going for kill shot on some competitor terms. And we'll see how many of these show up. There's a misspelling, I think. Is that a misspelling? Yep. Sasquatch. Going down the list here. Squatch Soap Men. Dr. plus Squatch on the keyword there. So it looks like we're getting all Squatch terms here. I guess this one will be just not generic. Dr. Squatch, broad, masculine. I do prefer to have my ASIN in the naming structure. I'm a little lazy sometimes. And we'll throw $100 on that. I'm feeling pretty good about hitting that. Bid's a little high. Don't know why that one's so much higher than the others. We'll hit launch campaign and let that one rip. Okay, we're going to do another one, this time with the non-Dr. Squatch keywords, which aren't showing up as readily. And sponsored products. Do this one more time. This time we're going to do soap, competitor, generic. Targeting our masculine since it's our front runner item. Add to cart, add to cart. Manual targeting. Okay, now on the keyword list here, we're going to be probably want to go phrase match. And then now the question is how quickly can we get all of the competitor keywords? Probably going to need a dual screen for this one. We got Crate 61 soap. Looking down the list, which other ones? We got the soap guy, which I may have put on the Dr. Squatch one on accident. Bend Soap Company. Dr. Jekyll soap. Duke Cannon soap. You know, another way probably would be really easy for this. If I went to Amazon and I typed in artisan soap and then I looked at the brand list, we'll see what comes up. Yeah, here's the brand list. This makes it a little bit easier. Should have just done that to begin with versus eyeballing it. Copy and paste, not cooperating quite yet. Here we go. Yardley soap, Bali soap, Olivia Care soap, 3-day Province soap, 360 Feel soap. The reason I'm adding the word soap to all of this is because I don't have the time to go through and validate that all of these are qualified targets. Soap Club, Skin said yes, soap, Anatolia Daphne soap. We're going to add more than our regular 5 targets, and that's totally fine. 4 of these do not have any impressions. So those ones right there. We may, okay, let's get rid of the period on that one. We may need to adjust some of this. So the soap guy, one with the plus signs. Maybe we look up Rochelle Parker just to see what shows up. If it's not specifically soaps, it's kind of an essential oil angle. California Gold Artisan. Let's see what shows up for this one. That one's probably okay. Do that one without the word soap. Still no impressions though. Probably not a competitor. And let's type that one in. Anna whatever. Daphne. That one's okay. We can hit that one as well. All right, so we're going to launch campaign, see how that one does. Oh, I always forget to put in the budget. $200 per day. And we're going to match soap competitor generic with that and hit launch campaign. All right, so we did all of this based on purely looking at, where did that go? Just looking at the insights from the dashboard. I can't even get back to the right screen here. So I have probably 200 videos on Amazon PPC. I've got a nice masterclass. I've got my top 5 PPC mistakes somebody makes. You're going to want to watch these videos next. You need more tips. You want us to run your PPC, head over to myamazonguy.com, book a coaching call or a call with our sales team. No cost to do that. We'll see if we're fit to help you lower your ACoS and raise your growth and revenue and create new campaigns. Thanks for watching. My name is Stephen Pope, and I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy.